Hello and welcome to the show. Today we are going to be talking about an important topic that's been talked about for more and more each year as time goes on. This topic will be autism, and today joining me on the show we have Janine Crashwag from the Autism Society of America of the Greater Capital Region.
Greater Capital Region.
And she is the executive director there.
That's right.
And she's going to give us some updated information. And I know we've interviewed before, so some of it will be a little bit of repeat, and some of it will be new. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Angelo.
Thanks for being here. Just for the audience, maybe you could just fill us in on your background and a little bit about the Autism Society.
Sure. I've been the executive director with the Autism Society for the last, just nearing 3 years. And my interest is because I'm the parent of a 24-year-old with Asperger's syndrome, Lewis, and have been working in the field for most of his life, trying to make it a better world for children and adults with disabilities. Became interested in the Autism Society in particular because I like the work that they do. I like the fact that they have a mission to, provide compassionate care and to, provide the services and supports that children and adults with autism need, and to support their families.
Well, and people always ask the question, and when I first started learning about autism, what is autism? And a lot of people hear about it, and it's in the news, and it's talked about, and legislation is being passed, and people are talking about it around town. Maybe we could just answer. I know it's not a simple answer, but maybe we could do our best to answer that question. What is autism?
What I can tell you is what we know now, which is it is it's a developmental disability. It can be what we call a spectrum disorder, which means that individuals can be affected mildly, or with complex autism, which means that they can be involved in terms of intellectual disability. They may or may not be able to speak. They can have some significant communication and behavioral disorders. And for some of the kids and adults, there's some coexisting medical disorders that go along with it, sometimes some intestinal, what we call gut issues.
Right.
And it's, we have a saying that if you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. So it's really pretty complex, very varied. It can look very, very different, even though somebody may have a similar diagnosis. So it's a challenging disorder to get your hands around. And
from what I understand, and I know these stats change all the time, within the community, the numbers are rising. And I don't know exactly what the stats are. One in so many boys now. Occurs more in male births than female births. Is that correct?
That's correct. The statistics right now are 1 in 110 children are being diagnosed on the autism spectrum, and that means that they're being diagnosed from mild autism, or what we know as Asperger's syndrome, all the way up to some pretty classic or complex autism. The boys are really coming in at a ratio of about 1 in 70. So it's pretty significant in the male population. And if you think about those numbers, if you think about, some of the classrooms or schools that your kids attend, and really think about, 1 in 70 boys being diagnosed, it's a pretty high number. It's the fastest growing developmental disability right now at a rate of 17% increase. We've heard it referred to as a national public health crisis. I would agree. I think we have, quite a community and growing population of individuals with autism and their families. It's not just the individual who's affected, it's their families, it's the communities that have to plan for these individuals, both as children and as adults, and we need to make sure that we have enough supports. That means professionals, community residences, programs, so it's complex and it's a lot.
And along those lines, the Autism Society, the Greater Capital Region, that's the name, used to be called Autism Society
Albany chapter.
Okay.
That's right.
So people can know that that's the same group. And I know you've recently located right here in downtown Schenectady on State Street.
That's right.
So
we changed our name because we actually serve 12 counties in the Greater Capital Region. So we go up as far as Warren and Washington, all the way down, or should I say over to the west into Delaware, Shenango, Otsego counties.
Okay.
Everything around the direct capital region, the 4 counties, and then we go over towards the Hudson region. So it's a pretty, geographically, it's a big area.
That's a big area.
It is. And the, the geographic makeup of the area, you're talking about cities, so you've got urban families, you've got suburban families, and you've got quite a population of rural families.
And are people, I guess the question is, you're located here in downtown Schenectady. You
That's
cover a huge area. Are people able to find you? Are people able to
Yes.
to connect with the Autism Society in this area?
They can. We are located right at 101 State Street in Schenectady, so we're in a very central location.
Okay.
Very accessible by bus, train, car.
Excellent.
People know where we are. As a matter of fact, we have a what we call a community resource center, and people drop in. You know, they come in if they need some information, if they want some support, if they want to talk about anything. They can just simply stop in. We've got a large and growing population of adults on the spectrum, and they want to come in and do some self-advocacy. So they stop in, they talk, they get their resources, we meet, you know, and they go out and try to make their own lives a little bit better.
That's great.
It's wonderful.
Great. And if people want to, I guess, if people want to research the Autism Society, you have a website and a phone number. Maybe we can just put that out there.
Yes, you can find us. You can give us a call at 518-355-2191. You can find us. Our website is www.albanyautism.org. We also have a Facebook page, and we've got a couple of subgroups underneath that. A group for the adults with Asperger's. We have a couple of family groups off of that, and so we keep pretty involved in the community.
Well, it seems like Facebook is
the way.
Everybody has a Facebook page now.
It's the way to go.
Okay, something else I wrote down here. Now, fundraising. You do quite a bit of fundraising throughout the year, and I'd like to have you talk about some of the things coming up. And one of the things we talked about before the show was the gala that's every year.
Yes, that's our next major fundraising event. That is on April 20th at the Glenn Sanders Mansion. And each year, in order to provide the programs and services that we do, we have to raise the funds from the community. There is no magic, resource that's out there. So it's really the community supporting the work that we do. So the gala is a black tie optional with a cocktail event.
Optional, I like that.
Wonderful, yes, black tie optional. So it's a wonderful event. It's dinner, dancing, live auctions, silent auctions, and everything that's raised during that evening goes directly to support the families in our region. So everything that we do, every penny that we raise is really to support the work that we do and the types of programs that we run. We do a lot of recreation programs for the kids. We have one that we do in conjunction with the College of St. Rose called Friday Nights, and that is a recreation program and also a parent support program, and that's hugely popular. Kids can go, they get a lot of support and learn social skills. Families gather, they get to talk about some of their issues, and they can bring in siblings to this particular program. So the siblings get a lot of support because we forget about the siblings sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's true, and I've been to the gala, and it is a great time. And it is for a good cause. It's all done by volunteers, right? Put together.
It's all done by volunteers. They do a fabulous job. Evelyn Del Bracco has been our gala co-chair, along with Ray Payne, for the last couple of years. This is actually our 10th anniversary gala. So it's been 10 years of doing the gala. They have a wonderful routine that they do. It's a great night. The cocktails are wonderful. The food that's served at the Glenn Sanders Mansion is fabulous. And the money that's raised, again, goes directly to support the families and kids who need it the most.
Yeah, I mean, that's important. And that's the important thing to remember. It's not only a night out, a good event, but it's for a good cause.
That's right. So the money that you're spending, it really goes directly to the heart of where the autism community needs to be supported.
Now, you send out invitations for the event.
We do.
If someone wanted to sign up, is there information on the website?
There's information on the website. You can actually buy your tickets on the website. If you want to be a sponsor, you can find it on the website. You can call the office, again, at 518-355-2191. Our email addresses are up there, so it's very easy to get in touch with us. And being a part, being a sponsor at the gala is a wonderful thing because it sends a message. Not only does it directly help us, but it sends a message to the community that your business is interested and concerned about what happens to the autism community. And families remember this.
Exactly. Okay, great. That's great to hear. That's 10th anniversary. I did not know that, but that's great to hear. Ride for Autism. This is something I know a little bit about, but maybe you can fill us in on that.
This is actually what we call a third-party event, and that means that somebody called us up one day and said, we would like to do for you. And they came up with a wonderful idea of doing a motorcycle run for autism. This is actually the second annual Ride for Autism. They had a fabulous turnout last year. You can find the pictures for it on our Facebook account, and that's the Autism Society of the Greater Capital Region. There's videos, and it was just hundreds of motorcyclists who are out riding through the streets of Saratoga County, again, all to raise funds to support the autism community.
And how exactly? Okay, so they do a ride, and it goes from.
It's usually centered somewhere in the Saratoga area.
Okay.
And on our website, I believe, are the details of where they start and where they end.
Okay, so it's kind of an all-day.
It's an all-day thing.
It's an all-day ride. Okay.
Right. You buy your tickets, and so you ride from site to site. And usually it's hosted at restaurants or pubs.
Okay.
And they usually have something for you. Every stop that you make, you eat a little something, you move on, and then at the end, I want to say it's the Saratoga Winery, I think, is where they end the day, and that's where everybody gathers, and there's music, and it's fun. And, because autism knows no bounds. It knows no social bounds, no ethnic, no fiscal bounds, and so this is a very varied community that we have to serve, and we're very happy when any group wants to join with us and do a benefit on our behalf.
Yeah, that's always nice when people put those events together, and I've heard of other little events here and there.
Yes.
That makes for an interesting day to take that ride. If people wanted to participate and don't necessarily want to ride, could they meet at the gathering place at the end of the ride?
Absolutely. There's going to be, I believe, a barbecue this year.
Okay.
Tents are up, so it will be a wonderful time. You don't have to be a rider. You can actually be a passenger, or you can be a spectator. So there's a lot of options, but it's really a lot of fun. And I can't tell you, last year when I saw, the hundreds of bikes taking off on our behalf, it was really a very moving moment to see that community working so hard. And there was a lot of first responders who are involved with that. They like their motorcycles, and
and it's like you said, this autism knows no bounds. It affects all segments of the community, and a lot of times people in your own neighborhood, if not them, somebody they know.
That's right.
And the stats are, like you said, 1 in 70 boys. That's quite a few people in the community. So the date for the ride again, I'm sorry,
is May 29th.
Okay, May 29th. So we'll look for that to come up, and the information will be on your website. Is there? Yes,
they're starting to circulate that information now.
Okay, and people could always stop into your office
anytime
to find out about any of these or participating.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then this is one of my favorite events that I've attended year after year: the Autism Walk.
It's the 9th annual walk and 5K run.
And the 5K run.
And the 5K run.
Okay.
I don't run.
I don't know if I can make the 5K run.
No, I don't run. It's the 9th annual walk and 5K run. That's September 15th. Each year we do it at Central Park in Schenectady. We have over 1,000 people who attend that, both runners, walkers, vendors, and it's really an opportunity for the community to get together, for families to come out. They walk in groups. They walk under business banners. They love making T-shirts. We have a T-shirt contest. Okay. So the teams make T-shirts.
Yes, I remember the teams.
Yes. There's an information fair that takes place that day, so families can get information about services that will help them. In managing the life of their loved one with autism.
Now, those are all the booths in the pavilion area?
That's right. We'll probably have some food vendors there.
Okay.
So not only is it a fun day, but again, it's a very clear message to the community, that the autism community exists, that we are united, that we are working very hard to make life better for children and adults with autism. And it is really the most fun day that we possibly have all year long.
It is a great day, and I think you've had great weather the past couple of years because I've been there. And
so far, so good.
I usually pull my kids in a wagon, which may be the equivalent of running a 5K because they're starting to weigh quite a bit. So
yeah, they're not tiny anymore.
Okay, so that will be coming up in September, and again, people can sign up on the website
soon. That one, the registration is not open yet. Okay. I would say you'll probably see registration open for that a couple months before the actual event, and then we start pushing out the publicity and the information on Facebook, Twitter, our website, all the social media, press releases, and there will be web links that you can utilize to sign up, to create a team.
Yes, that's right. I remember creating a little fundraising page.
That's right. You create a fundraising page.
Very user-friendly, and I think it's very anybody could use it.
Yeah, and there's lots of fun challenges that people do. We have one of our past board members who every year, if his friends and family meet his fundraising goal, he runs in either a prom dress or a wedding dress,
Okay.
which is always fun to see. And last year we had a dad who was a first responder, and he also did a challenge to his community that if he met his fundraising goals, he would run in what they call their full rig. And he did. He ran in his complete helmet, jacket, all of his equipment, and he ran that 5K race in honor of his son.
Impressive.
Yeah, and it was really quite a moving moment to see. We also have an affiliation with a group called Rolling Thunder. They are a very unique group from Long Island who comes up to run the race with us. They are athletes with disabilities, but they compete in all typical 5K competitive races. And there's a lot of pictures on our Facebook page of how these runners were able to run competitively, and they had some very good times.
That sounds great. That sounds absolutely great. So those are just a few events. I know there's more. Just getting back to the gala, there is something I missed because there's a special project going on.
That's right.
And we're going to flash up some pictures of kids. My son participated in this, painting pieces of driftwood, all different colors and different shapes and sizes. And it's going towards, from what I understand, all these little pieces that the individual kids are painting is going towards a larger sculpture.
That's right. There's a sculptress who created a horse sculpture up at the Saratoga Raceway, and she made it completely out of driftwood. And she offered to donate to us her skills and her talents this year in making a smaller version with pieces of driftwood that our kids painted in the autism ribbon colors. And so we had kids come in, and adults also, not just kids, who came in and who painted the individual pieces of driftwood. She's now in the process of putting these together. It will be, I understand, another horse. And, right, and that will be auctioned off. So every year we have some type of project or artwork that the kids and the adult community has made. We auction that off. It's usually one of our highest bid items because it's made right by the community in which we're serving, and it's very charming and it's very moving. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the finished product.
And it's
year.
really a unique piece that you can't find anywhere else. And I remember,
beautiful.
I think one year you had a toy box that was painted
right.
by some of the autistic children in the community.
That's correct.
And again, a unique, one-of-a-kind box that you can't find anywhere else. So those are great to. It's fun to attend just to watch those the different things that you have.
It's precious artwork.
Yeah.
And we also have actually a lot of wonderful. The live auction in particular has a lot of wonderful items. Sports tickets to Mets and Yankees this year. I've heard that we have a timeshare up in Vermont for skiing for family up at Smuggler's Notch. Lots of restaurants participate with us. Other items from businesses in the community. And it's really, not only can you get a wonderful gift out of it, when you participate in the auction, but again, the money goes for, just everything that's needed by the autism community.
And once the sculpture's done, we'll have a picture of it, I'm sure, on the website.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. As soon as we have a final picture of it, we'll be sharing that with the community.
Great.
I expect it to be very special.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's great. Okay. Next thing, April is a very busy month for autism. There's a few things going on. I know at the Schenectady County Legislature, we're going to be doing a resolution declaring April National Autism Month, recognizing that.
That's right.
Autism Awareness Month. Right. So that's the second Tuesday in April. And there's a few other things going on. Autism Awareness Day.
Yes, the whole month of April is what we call NAM, or National Autism Awareness Month. And April 2nd is actually the World Recognition Day. It's called World Autism Awareness Day. Okay. So for the month of April, and in particular on April 2nd, we'll be out in the community. We sit over at Crossgates Mall. We have tables set up and, go out to meet and greet the community. It is a way for us to reach out because a lot of people are not connected in the ways that they need to be to get the appropriate help and support. So going right out into the community is the best way to reach everybody that we need to. Right. So we're looking for volunteers to help us man those tables. And it's just wonderful when families stop by and ask questions and we can provide them with those answers that they need. On World Autism Awareness Day, we'll be watching for the events. Usually our national organization, the Autism Society of America, starts to sponsor something. And so we'll be publishing those pretty soon. We also have a campaign. The national organization calls it Putting on the Ribbon. And so we sell paper ribbons of the autism puzzle ribbon. And we use that again to earn funds to support the programs that we run, swim days that we have, movie days that we do, and these are all tailored specifically to kids and adults who have autism, so we change the environment so that they can enjoy the same things that every other family does.
That's great. That's great to hear. So April will be a busy month, and people, if people want to get involved, if people want more information, the website or stop by.
Right, they can give us a call. A lot of people hold bake sales on our behalf.
Okay.
It's the beginning of garage and tag selling season.
Okay.
People will donate the what they've earned from those events.
Yeah.
Some of the schools will do smaller walks within their school buildings, sell awareness items, so that people are very creative, and we really appreciate it.
So there's plenty of ways to get involved.
Absolutely.
The next thing I'd like to talk about, I've read an article, and I knew about this. It had been in the works for a while. Autism coverage now law in New York State. It was titled by the Business Review, and I'm sure there was articles in the other newspapers. And we at the Schenectady County Legislature, we did pass a resolution supporting this. Maybe you can tell us, now that this has been signed into law, maybe you can tell us what that means for our autistic families in the community and some of the changes.
Well, November 1st, 2011, Governor Patterson went ahead and took the proposed bills to cover autism under medical insurance and went ahead and passed those. So there is a year time frame in which providers, networks, businesses have to become educated and to enact the law. So by November 1st of 2012, we've got a few months in front of us, the insurance law should be in place and families should be able to access that. In the meantime, what's really happening right now, because of the complexity of the issue, is we are going out. We have a training scheduled for March 24th, which is being co-sponsored by Senator McDonald, the Autism Society, and Autism Speaks, and we'll be up at the City Center in Saratoga. Because we really need to reach out to the community and have some conversations about what does this mean for providers and insurance carriers, what does it mean for the families, what is covered, what isn't covered, who's mandated to carry it, because there is, again, a lot of complexity when it comes to any type of insurance mandate, and families need to know what they can apply for. Basically, what the law covered was, number one, it put into the record that families could access applied behavioral analysis services, what we call ABA. There is a cap on that of $45,000, but it is, I don't want to say it's the best service, but it is one of the proven services and treatments for children with autism that works. It's very intensive when delivered earlier, and it can really change the outlook for a child with autism, because the sooner we can treat them, the sooner we can have an impact. And if we can treat them young, we can save, quite a bit in terms of adult treatment later on down the line. So we know early intervention and effective intervention is really our best cost saving. And
that's one of the things they mentioned in the article, is that it actually ends up saving money in the long run.
That's right.
Because the treatment allows for children, as they grow, to be able to actually participate in the community and be a part of the community. Now, the $45,000 a year in treatments, that is for these types of treatments. Is that the cap?
That's a cap.
Okay.
That's right. Okay. So there's no age cap on it, but there is a fiscal cap on it. There are other services such as pharmacological services, psychological services.
Okay.
Some of this we'll again have to educate the community and families as to what this looks like. What is the difference between services that they will receive under educational regulations, services that they can receive as medical services, and for families and providers who are interested in learning more about this, on the 24th is really probably the most comprehensive training that we'll be able to deliver, and then families can always call us. The same thing for the professional community. They can also access us, and we will answer whatever questions they have.
Okay. And once again, where will that training be, March?
That is going to be at the City Center in Saratoga.
Okay.
From 10 a.m. until 12 p.m., sponsored by Senator McDonald, Autism Speaks, and the Autism Society of the Greater Capital Region.
Is that something you need to sign up for, or can they just attend?
We're going to ask people to call the office and RSVP. And again, that number is 518-355-2191.
Okay.
So there's no formal sign up other than to RSVP to our office.
Okay. All right, great. There is quite a bit of information we just put out there. And again, I'm going to refer people to the website with any other comments. They can call you directly.
Yes.
The gala will be coming up in April.
That's right.
Ride for Autism again.
Ride for Autism is May 19th.
May
19th, I think.
Okay, in May. And then the walk will be in September.
Walk is September 15th.
Okay, and April will be National Autism Awareness Month.
That's right.
I invite the audience to join us at the Schenectady County Legislature, where we will be passing a resolution recognizing April as National Autism Awareness Month. Janine will be joining us as well.
I'll be joining you.
Anything else you'd like to tell? We're just about out of time. Just to tell the audience anything, other information you want to put out there.
Just that you can contact us if you have any information. Autism is a lifelong disorder, so if you're born with it, you're going to carry it for the rest of your life. We've got quite a bit of information all the way from youngsters who are newly diagnosed all the way into the adult and aging population. And so we are more than happy if you want to just call, talk, volunteer, or you have a question that you think we can help you with.
Okay, great. I appreciate it. Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
And as we get updates, we'll have you back on. If anything changes, we'll have you back on to tell the community about the changes or anything else coming up.
Great. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.